In this video, we're going to practice solving some equations that have the variables sometimes on both sides. So if we take a look at our first example, we have two little examples in there, and we're going to be solving and then checking our solution. So in our first example, we have 10 minus 4x equals negative 9. So in order to get the x by itself here, we're going to go ahead and subtract 10 from both sides. And we subtract because that's the inverse operation of a positive 10. And that's going to leave us with a negative 4x equals a negative 19. Now we need to separate the negative 4 from the x. So we need to ask ourselves, what is the negative 4 doing to the x? Well, it's multiplying it. And the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. And that's going to leave us with x equals 19 over 4. And we want to see, can we reduce this? Nope, 19 over 4 does not reduce, and so that's going to be our answer. So now we just want to check that and see if that's right. So we have 10 minus 4 times our x equals negative 9. Again, we're going to take our x value and plug it into the x spot to see if it works. We're going to put 19 over 4 right there. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to work out this side right here, and we want to know, does it in fact equal negative 9? So if we grab our handy dandy calculator here, and let's see here, you won't be able to see all the buttons, but you'll see the main work. So 10 minus 4 times our fraction 19 over 4, and we get the value negative 9. So we got a negative 9 here. Does negative 9 equal negative 9? And the answer is yes, that worked out. So that means that x does equal 19 over 4. Let's look at our second example here, or our part B example. Here we have 3 times the quantity 3x minus 4 set equal to 1/4 times the quantity 32x plus 56. So there's a couple ways to go about doing this. Let's go ahead and let's just distribute to begin. So here we're going to have a 9x minus 12. And let's distribute over here. And let's see, 1/4 of 32, that's 32 divided by 4. So that should be an 8x plus, and then 1/4 of 56. So we're basically taking 56 and dividing it by 4 and getting a 14. And that problem looks a lot nicer than the one that we were just looking at, doesn't it? With the before we did our distributing. So here we notice two things, that we have an x on both sides of our equation. Well, we can't have an x on both sides. So what we want to do is we want to find the smaller absolute value number. So we're going to take the absolute value of 9, which equals 9, and the absolute value of 8. Oops. The absolute value of the 8, and we get an 8, and we see that the absolute value of 8 is the smaller one. So that's the one that we are going to move. So we are going to subtract the 8x. And again, remember, we're subtracting it because the 8x is a positive right now, and making it negative would be its inverse. And so that's going to give me an x minus 12 equals 14. Then to finish solving, I'll add 12 to both sides because addition is the inverse of subtraction, and that's going to give me that x equals 26. And now we just need to check our work and make sure that we're good to go here. So when we go to check our work, we're going to need to use our original equation. So we'll set it up and make sure we put parentheses where the x's go, right? So here we have our x's appear in our equation, and that's where those are right here. That's where the x's are. And now we're going to plug in our 26. And so we want to know, does this side equal this side? So let's go ahead and let's pull up our calculator. And let's plug in that first part. So 3 times 3, parentheses, 26, close parentheses, minus 4, close parentheses, and we hit enter, and we're going to get 222. So we're going to go ahead and write down 222. And now we need to plug in this other side. So we're going to go ahead and put in our fraction, 1 over 4, parentheses, then 32, parentheses, 26, close parentheses, plus 56, close parentheses, and we get 222. So 222. And then we can come back and look, and we can ask ourselves, does 222 equal 222? And that answer is yes. So that tells us that x equals 26 is the solution. And we're done. And so that's a small example of how to solve an equation when you have a variable on both sides.